Hi everyone and welcome back to Macaroon. So first of all, let's be honest and say that not all DIY projects are created equally. Some things might be a lot of fun to make, but in reality there is no chance you'll find anybody willing to pay money for a necklace made of hot glue or a phone case made out of drinking straws. So that's why for this video I decided to pick out some of the best handmade crafts that people actually want to buy and which you can sell to make some money. Most of these are based on my own experience running an online shop and attending loads of craft fairs for many years before I started YouTube. For instance, this adjustable bracelet cost almost nothing in materials, but I actually made thousands of dollars just by selling these. I'll be showing you the entire method in detail towards the end of this video, so be sure to keep on watching to see how it's done. This video is created in partnership with Wix, which is one of the most professional services available for making your own websites. If you want to open an online shop, then using one of Wix's e-commerce templates is the easiest way to get started. I wish I had known about this when I was first starting out. As you can see, you can browse through a huge range of shop templates, and every small detail is customizable. Some of the shops are already designed around a specific product, such as jewelry or slime. The major difference between Wix and other e-commerce platforms is that Wix doesn't charge you a percentage of every sale. All you have to do is pay for your yearly plan, and you get to keep 100% of all the revenue that your shop makes. You can use my code Macaroon300 to get 10% off their unlimited premium plan, though please note that if you want to open an online shop, then you should pick the e-commerce plan right here. I follow a lot of small handmade creators on Instagram, and I know that many have actually moved their shops to Wix because they don't charge any commission per sale. So if you're thinking of creating or moving your business, then just click the link below to start making your website. And now let's get started with the DIYs. The first idea is slime, which of course is so obvious that I don't want to spend too long on this one. Slime shops have been working perfectly for so many people, and I've linked a bunch of videos down below which you might find useful. I have tons of how to make slime tutorials, I've reviewed other slime shops, and I also have a guide on how to shoot professional looking slime photos using a smartphone. The next idea are slime kits. These are actually goodie bags that I put together for a meet and greet last year, but I think they could work great for an online shop as well. The idea behind this is that instead of focusing on the slime itself, you can offer the experience of mixing different things into slime. You simply need to create one basic product, such as a good clear slime, and then get creative with all the extras that people can add to it. As you can see here, I packaged together some small pieces of gold leaf, different glitters and fruit canes with each kit. Of course, the trick here is to make sure you source your materials in bulk, which is much cheaper, and you can spread them out across many kits. For instance, this giant pack of hollow butterfly glitter only cost a few dollars, and you just need a tiny pinch for one kit. Another idea is to throw in some squishies and stickers and sell these as ready-made birthday party gift bags. The third idea are plushies. From all the DIYs I make, I find that sock plushies tend to look most professional and are ideal as gifts or to sell. The latest trend is a squishy plush, which is basically a plushie filled with slow-rising foam instead of polyester stuffing. I have a detailed tutorial coming out soon on how I made these, so be sure to subscribe to Macaroon and Cute Life Hacks if you don't want to miss out. Of course, it might take a bit of practice before you can get your pieces looking like a store-bought plush, but it's well worth the effort. I actually get requests fairly often whether I sell my plushies, but unfortunately I only make one piece per video, so I can't bear to part with them. I've linked my most popular plushie DIYs down below in the order of difficulty, so feel free to pick out your favorites. Next up, we've got charm bracelets, which is what I used to sell in my online shop for many years. The great thing about jewelry is that it's functional, it's light and easy to ship, and it doesn't take very long to make. It also has high profit margins, which means that people are generally willing to pay more for this than other things such as stationery, stickers, or toys. To get started, you'll need waxed cotton cord, crimp beads, small pliers, and your choice of decoration or charms. This type of bracelet cord is sold in any shop with jewelry supplies, but I strongly recommend buying a huge roll like this, which you might have to order online. This entire roll is enough to make 200 bracelets, and it only costs half of what I used to sell one bracelet for. First, measure out a length of cord, and I usually go with 40 centimeters or 16 inches. I'll show you some fast footage here so you can see how straightforward it is, and then I'll explain the knotting technique in detail. You simply have to tie 2 adjustable knots on both sides and make sure they're about halfway apart on the bracelet. The tricky part here is learning exactly where to tie the knots so your bracelet doesn't end up too big or too small. Once you're done, trim off the extra cord, and you can also add a crimp bead to prevent the ends from fraying. Simply slide the bead onto the end and use jewelry pliers to press it flat. This part is optional, but I do find that it makes a bracelet look neater and slightly more expensive. To wear the bracelet, simply adjust the length by pushing both knots together. If you're putting it on yourself, then hold one end of the double cord like this and use your other hand to pull the knot until the bracelet becomes smaller. This looks like such a simple DIY, but it can be customized in so many different ways. You can use this bracelet to attach miniature charms, resin pieces, beads, crystals, tassels, or anything else you want. There are endless color combinations and packaging options. For instance, you can easily increase the value by using Swarovski crystals or semi-precious stones as the charm. Many types of beads can be slipped onto the cord before tying the bracelet, so there's no chance of anything falling off. Now let's take a close look at the knotting technique. There are several ways of making this type of sliding knot, and this just happens to be the method that I've always used. I've added some more tips in the description box, but if you find this technique too complicated, then feel free to look up other tutorials on YouTube. I've painted the thread I'm going to be working with yellow so you can see it better, because I find that a lot of these knotting tutorials are really hard to follow. First, overlap both threads like this, and make sure the one you're working with, the yellow one, is underneath. Now I'm wrapping it around the tip of my finger 3 times, and inserting the end of the cord back through all the loops. Then I'm carefully pulling the knot tight, making sure not to get any of the loops tangled with each other. If everything worked out well, then you can now slide this knot along the other thread. I'm flipping the bracelet around and repeating this on the other side. The only difference here is that the yellow cord is looped around the other one like this. Just like before, I'm going to wrap it around the tip of my finger 3 times and insert the end back through all 3 loops. Pulling the knot closed can be a bit fiddly since you also have to keep an eye on how far along the bracelet it is. Ideally, you want your bracelet to have a diameter of 5.5 centimeters or 2 inches and the 2 knots directly opposite each other. The final thing that always sells well online is personalized jewelry. These can be made very easily at home by using metal stamping. To get started, you'll need letter stamps, a stamping block, a hammer, and some blank tags. You can get all of these as a kit in jewelry supply shops, and I've also included some links below. You can buy the tags separately in all kinds of shapes, and they're usually called stamping blanks. The easiest ones to work with are made from brass, which is a softer metal that's easier to stamp. First, take off the jump ring if needed, and attach the tag onto the block. Hold the stamp with the letter part towards you and give it a quick whack with a hammer. Now you can attach this onto a bracelet, necklace, or combine it with other pendants and charms. Monogrammed jewelry also make very thoughtful gifts if you're looking for something special for the holidays or a birthday. So I hope you enjoy these money-making ideas and feel inspired to start your own business. If you want to make a website, then be sure to check out Wix, which I've linked down below. When I first started, I sold a lot of things at craft fairs, manga conventions, and handmade markets. Though even at real events, you definitely need business cards directing people to your website, because I found that a lot of people prefer to collect information and then order from you later on. And of course, once you start earning money, don't forget to check with an accountant in your country to make sure that your business is correctly registered for tax and all the other paperwork. I'm Joanna, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!